No exercise required, and I promise you do these things, you will see an increase in your testosterone and of course all the cool benefits that go along with that. Hey guys, Martin McKillier with Live Anabolic, and today I want to give you all some great ideas on how to boost our testosterone levels without working out. So you've seen some of my other videos, and of course there's lots of different ways to boost our testosterone. Of course, lifting weights and doing resistance training is one, but today I'm going to avoid that altogether, and I'm going to give you 3 or 4 different kind of clever ways to boost our T levels, and it's going to be avoiding doing certain things and then also adding certain things to your daily routine. And the first one is a lot easier said than done, guys, and that is lose weight. Okay, we gotta lose our belly fat. All right, so I've shot a lot of videos about that, but let me just tell you why losing that fat is so important to boosting your testosterone levels. So fat contains an enzyme called aromatase, all right? And a lot of this goes way over my head. I mean, I do the research, but I am not a molecular biologist by any means. So I just kind of try to take this and simplify this into layman's terms. So this enzyme called aromatase, if we have too much of that in our system, it actually converts the little bit of testosterone our body naturally produces and turns it into estrogen, all right? So yes, men do have estrogen just like women. We just have a whole lot less than women do. So we're basically the exact opposite. Women have a lot of estrogen and a little bit of testosterone. Men have a lot more testosterone and a little bit of estrogen. And of course, that's the way we want to keep it. The problem is when you start getting really overweight, especially the belly fat, we have way too much of this enzyme in our system, which means it starts taking some of that little bit of testosterone that our body naturally produces every day and converts it into estrogen. And guess what? Estrogen actually helps your body hold on to fat. That's why women on average have higher body fat percentages than men. They have a lot more estrogen and a lot less testosterone. And guys, the more T we have in our system, the more efficient our bodies are at using fat as a source of energy in lieu of carbohydrates. So guess what? If you haven't noticed, I've created this big circular problem here, right? So if you put on fat, you increase aromatase, and aromatase lowers your T levels, and lower T levels mean that you don't burn the fat that you have very efficiently, and it also creates more estrogen, and more estrogen leads you into putting on more fat. And the more fat you have, the worse it gets. So what happens is when we start putting on fat, we create this downward cycle or spiral, and it's a self-reinforcing downward spiral. And that's why, you know, once it starts, it can get worse and worse and worse. All right, so we have to find a way to lose that fat. Now, this video is not about how to lose fat, okay? This is about how to increase your testosterone levels without working out. Lots of other videos that you need to go check out on our YouTube channel about how to lose fat, okay? So that is one concept that I want you guys just to keep in mind, and that is our hormones play a real important part of losing fat, but losing fat also plays a real important part of our hormones, all right? So it's kind of a catch-22. All right, so tip number 2, and this really isn't about losing fat. This is about the diet and the nutrients and vitamins and minerals that you really have to have in your body to maximize our natural production of testosterone. Because guys, if we're not eating right, if we're not getting all the vitamins and minerals and micronutrients in our daily diet, and I'm talking about daily, weekly, monthly, I mean, it's a consistent thing, then your body will still produce testosterone, but just not as much of it, all right? So the key is to eat great, all right? But that's hard, okay? I eat pretty damn good, all right? But I'd say I probably only eat really good and really clean and get everything I need probably 2/3 of the time. All right, and I'm probably on the high end. You know, most of you guys probably don't eat as well as I do, and not as often, okay? And so eating and getting all this stuff in our system daily and weekly is almost impossible, okay? And so I've found a way, and I think you guys at least ought to experiment with this, and that is just experiment with some supplements. It's a real lazy way, and I'm a lazy eater, and I'm a lazy cook, okay? But it's partly because it's just almost impossible to get everything in your system all the time to maximize your full potential for producing testosterone. So I just take a supplement every day, and that way I know that I'm getting all the micronutrients and vitamins and minerals that I need for my body to maximize its production of testosterone. And we got a really cool supplement. It's called Anabolic PM, and we have another one called Anabolic Reload, okay? I would start with the Reload. That's when you take in the morning. The PM is kind of a nighttime deal, and it has some additional stuff in it for sleep. And this isn't really a sleep-related video. This is more about the easiest, quickest way to increase your testosterone. So give it a try, guys. And I would say the ones of you that have the hardest time eating healthy on a daily basis, this supplement's probably going to help you guys the most. All right, so I feel a benefit from it because I eat healthy, you know, probably 2/3 of the time, but you know that leaves a fair amount that I'm missing out. So there's a link in the description below this video. Click on it. It'll take you to our website, and then on the website, just click on Anabolic Reload. Okay, that's the supplement I'm talking about. It's a T boosting supplement, and then when you click on it, it'll have a long write-up on all the things that are in it, and each ingredient has its own description of why it's so important. It's way over complicated for this video, but that way you can sit down and read it at your leisure. So it's a really cool way to just kind of, you know, sneak that in there every day, especially for you guys that don't eat as healthy as you should be. All right, guys, the third thing I want you guys to consider when it comes to, you know, increasing your testosterone without working out. Remember, these are all little tricks and ideas that have nothing to do with sweating, okay? All right? And that is, you got to find a way to lower the stress levels in your life. And all you guys out there are at different levels depending on what's going on with the family and work and things like that. So guys, if you're having chronic stress, all right, I'm talking about day in and day out, week after week, your body produces a hormone called cortisol. It's a stress hormone, and of course you also produce cortisol when it's a real short-term amount of stress. I mean, something exciting is happening. You know, whether you're watching a football game, you produce a lot of cortisol. If you're working out real hard, especially if you're doing a high-intensity workout, and there's nothing wrong with short-term stress. Okay, it's actually good for you. But I'm talking about the kind of the long-term chronic, the stuff that's just kind of residing in the back of your mind, that's always just kind of bringing you down. That stuff really does affect our hormones, that kind of problem. And I'm not going to go into how you lower stress. That's not this video. But you guys need to consider that and evaluate yourself. Do you feel like you're kind of constantly under the gun when it comes to work or family? And if that is the case, you need to look at some other videos that we've shot on our YouTube channel about how to lower your stress. But I promise, guys, if you're producing cortisol, which is a result of chronic stress, then that affects your body. And cortisol, high levels of cortisol mean your body cannot produce as much testosterone. So those are inversely related. So guys, lower that stress. That'll lower your cortisol, which will help boost your natural production of testosterone. Okay, and now the final thing for today, and this is kind of good because this goes back to the previous idea with lowering your stress, and that is sleep. Guys, sleep is so important to our production of testosterone. All right, so when is most of the testosterone produced? Daily. All right, in our bodies. I mean, because we're constantly producing testosterone, right, throughout the day. But the vast majority of it is produced at night when we're sleeping. Our hormone system, and it's not just testosterone, it's all those other good hormones that we need. The vast majority of those hormones are made at night when we're sleeping. So if we're not getting enough rest, enough sleep, then you're really screwing up your hormonal balance, guys. And you know, when we were young, we could get away with this because our body just works so much better than it does now. But guess what? If you start to get a lot of sleep, that also helps to reduce your stress. And remember, the higher your stress, the higher your cortisol, the lower your testosterone. So all these things are kind of interrelated, guys. So really, and I know a lot of these ideas are easier said than done, right? You know, if you could just do them, then we wouldn't have a video to talk about right now. But everybody's going to have different problems when it comes to sleep, okay? And I just want you all to find whatever way possible to prioritize that, okay? And sometimes it's just like, you know, get off that damn computer. Get off your cell phone. For me, I'm on social media too much. Or I get stuck in front of that stupid TV, watching the news for no reason. I've already seen it, all right? I don't need to watch another hour. I need to get my ass in the bedroom and go to sleep. So guys, those are 4 really good, clever ways that you can increase your testosterone without working out in the gym, without working out at home, without sweating, without sprinting, without running, nothing. No exercise required. And I promise you do these things, you will see an increase in your testosterone and of course all the cool benefits that go along with that. All right, so 4 great ideas. You start doing them tomorrow, it ain't gonna change your life. But if you stick with all these ideas and never give up on yourself, I promise you're gonna see some fantastic results.